Blog Talk Radio.
Tomorrow's unknowns might be solved by asking yourself some questions. Does the thought of job loss, economic, or natural disaster have you worried? Have you ever thought, how do I grow and store food? Could I hunt or fish if I needed to? Where would I get my drinking water? And how would I purify it? What are other people saying about the economy? Find help and answers at shtfm.com. Learn new skills at shtfm.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to another show at shtfm.com. Tonight we're going to kind of leave off or start up where we left off last night. For all of you tuning in for the first time from our site, hopefully you like the little commercial we got there. It's pretty cool. And like I said, if you guys are first time tuning in, check out the website, shtfm.com. There's a lot of stuff on there, especially if you're new to prepping or want to learn some other things about survival, maybe something about guns, who knows. There's a lot of stuff in there. We're a real close family-type forum. We're not out to get you. We don't yell at people. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We got a caller tonight. Everybody knows him. It's Lumpy. He's here, and I'm going to bring him on in a second here. But I just wanted to go over everything. Last night we went through a lot of the stuff on the cold weather, especially right now being cold out. You should keep stuff in your vehicles. Ready.gov, FEMA, DHS, everybody tells you to be prepared. They've been saying that for a long time, so I don't know why people don't do it. And then people call you crazy for doing it, so it's kind of a hypocritical type of situation. After that, we talked about this list that I found on our website from back in 2007. So 100 items to disappear first in a panic. And we went through 1 through 28, I think it was. And I'm going to read them off real quick. Starting at number 1 was generators. 2 was water filters. 3 was portable toilets, which I still don't understand that one. 4 was seasoned firewood. 5 was lamp oil, wicks, and lamps. That's a good one. 6 was comb and fuel. 7 was guns, ammunition, pepper spray, knives, clothes, bats, slingshots, pitchforks, you name it, anything for security. 8 was hand can openers, hand egg beaters, whisks. 9 was honey, syrups, white and brown sugars. 10 was rice, beans, wheat. And 11 was vegetable oil. 12 was charcoal. 13 was water containers. That's like your most important thing you should ever have is water. 14 is mini heater head, like the little stoves for the propanes. 15 was grain grinder. That should have been up there by wheat. 16 was propane cylinders. 17 was Michael Height's Y2K Survival Guide, which I have never read. 18 was mantles, Aladdin, Coleman, etc. It's pretty much a long lighter, so you don't get the whole eyebrows wiped off your face scenario. 19 was baby supplies, diapers, formula, ointments, aspirin, vitamins, things like that. 20 was washboards, mop bucket, wringer for laundry. Like I was telling you yesterday, I did my laundry a long time ago in a 5-gallon bucket and a plunger. 21 was cook stoves, propane, Coleman type. 22 was vitamins. That would go in with your medication you need and everything else. 23 was propane cylinders, hand holder, which I still don't know what that is. Somebody please tell me. 24 was feminine hygiene products, health, hair care and skin products, and that's a good one for the women. 25 is thermal underwears, tops and bottoms. Those are a lifesaver in the wintertime. And 26 was bow saws, axes, hatchets, wedges, anything to chop and split wood. 27 was aluminum foil. We just used some tonight and made some sweet potatoes. And 28 was gasoline containers. So if everybody's here and everybody can hear me, all right, I'm going to put up the website and the call-in number. There it is. And you guys can call in or whatever you want. But right now I'm going to bring Lumpy on, if I can figure out how to use this thing still. Lumpy, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hopefully my speakers aren't feeding back. I don't have a headset.
Okay, so you don't know if anybody else can hear me. That's good. Okay.
Type it in the chat room, buddy.
Okay, so
you want to read the list, or you want me to?
I had a couple of things just to throw in there on a couple of things you said in the back there, like the Coleman stoves and the lanterns. You know, the silk mantles. That's actually the wick that goes for the lanterns. But anyway, it's I usually, when I purchase them, I look for the dual fuel ones, and as I understand, those will also burn. If you can make alcohol at your home in any shift situation, that alcohol can be used in dual fuel stoves and lanterns. Just throwing that out there.
You can use gasoline in those too, I believe, can't you?
Yeah, unleaded fuel, yes. They will actually burn unleaded fuel also.
So do you want to read the list, or we still left off at 28?
Did you do 28? That's pretty much self-explanatory, plastic and metal. You can find the standard large 5-gallon drums and stuff like that. They also have those little pump gizmos that you can get from various places that you can attach a top and pump your fuel out with those.
Yeah, we use a siphon one for the kerosene heater. We just use this little thing that's actually, I think they're made for 5-gallon water bottles that you put on your water cooler light, and you just stick the thing in there and pump it, and it siphons right out. Matter of fact, I use it to siphon out the gas tank on the truck, too.
Nice. That might be kind of dangerous for me. I'd end up in a ball of flames, knowing me. I'm just good like that.
You should have seen it when I was welding that thing together, trying to patch that hole up on that. It did catch on fire, and I thought it was blow up.
Nice, but we can find some of those various things like that and post them in various areas on the website. The little siphons and the hand crank pumps and stuff like that. Those are real handy to have. So garbage bags also is a very, very important item, but also in the same sense, you can save space with garbage bags by packing up stuff in the garbage bags. That way you're actually using them, you know, and if you need them, then you just toss something out there. I was, I'm an old military guy, you know, and out playing my infantry days and stuff like that, you know, I'd always pack my junk in garbage bags and shove extra garbage bags in the side pockets on the rucks and stuff like that, and that way I always had little bags and large bags, and like you said, they come in handy, and that's a real good thing to have.
Yep, they are, man. You can use them for a lot of different things too. There was one time, I had to find it on the forum, but I read a post a long time ago on the forum about using a garbage bag. You know, keep a garbage bag in your bob, and you take the garbage bag, and if you have a walking stick, or you can, break a stick up, and you attach one end of the garbage bag to a tree or whatever, and you take the other end of the garbage bag and you attach it to your stick and tie it down. You got your little temporary lean-to, and you can use it to cover your gear up too. So
you can also use them for collecting the dew, the water, and at least get yourself a little drink of water in an emergency situation. So that's good points. Good points.
Yeah, you can take it and wrap it around a tree and do the other water collection too if you needed to. You wrap it around a tree branch or something like that, and you can hopefully get some water moisture out of the tree too.
Well, I've seen that on a YouTube vid. That was very, very interesting. I never thought of that before. Good point. I'm going to.
Let's get to the real important one. That's the most important one right there. Yeah.
Kleenex and paper towels. Yep, I'm telling you, we got fortunately for me, and it's probably another good key for me. I've saved up a lot of that old MRE toilet paper and stuff like that. Like I said, being military, it's not the greatest stuff in the world, but it's always nice having it. Kleenexes and paper towels. I'm just kind of the old adapt and overcome guy, and I'm going to probably have a couple of drive-on rags, bandanas, or whatever you wish to call them with me, and I probably use one of them as a Kleenex, and one to, keep dust out of my face and or cover my head up and keep it wet and help keep me cool. So I probably really wouldn't waste a lot of time on Kleenex and paper towels. I'd be more into washing a bandana, and then just maintaining myself from there. But it's good, especially for families and some of these softer people that have lived with Kleenex and paper towels all their lives. But everything comes in handy. I just usually try to keep things simpler, and a bandana or something of that sort has a lot of actual uses.
Sorry, Lumpy, I'm trying to turn up my volume on my mic. If you could keep talking for a second. They're saying they can't hear me real well.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, anyway, people know though and it depends now. Basically, if you're at your bug out location, a lot of the stuff is very, very important to have around. But basically, if you're planning and preparing for your bug out location, and or just bugging in or whatever, and you get this stuff, you're also prepared to bug out. So when you bug out, plan accordingly. Try and keep things light. Don't overwhelm yourself. Take what you need, and basically keep things real simple. And that's like I was saying about garbage bags. Pack your important stuff up in a garbage bag. That way, not only is it packed and it's watertight, but you also have extra garbage bags. And shove one or two down in each pocket of your rucker or however the heck you plan on moving.
Yeah. Is this better, you guys? Can you hear me better now? And yeah, it's a good point there too. Is the more stuff you already have packed. Like I keep a lot of stuff in my vehicles already as it is, and the more stuff you have packed, if you got to go, you have whatever you already have in your vehicles, and then you have whatever you can remember to take when you're getting out. Can you hear me better now?
I can. So anyway, let me go on to the next one. Would be milk powdered condensed. Shake liquid every 3 to 4 months. I kind of wonder about a lot of the canned milks, which they're good and stuff like that. The evaporated and condensed and stuff like that. That doggone powdered milk is going to be one of the best resources you've had. I was looking on a site the other day for dehydrated foods and stuff like that, and there was also somebody on Dr. Prepper talking about dehydrated foods, and they had a recipe book, which just sounds absolutely fantabulous, and they really, really, really highly recommend keeping a lot of powdered milk on hand, which is a very, very good suggestion.
Yeah, I was listening to that show with you, and she had all kind of recipes. It was a recipe book, if I'm not mistaken, dedicated to nothing but dehydrated foods and powdered milks and eggs. We have powdered milks, and there was a site that I looked at for a powdered milk review. But as far as I'm concerned right now, I keep that Gosner milk at high temperature sealed milk, and that has like a shelf life of a year each. And thanks to Chaos on our website, he's the one that turned me on to it, and that stuff I drink every day. We don't buy real milk anymore. That is real milk, sorry. We don't buy regular milk in the store anymore. We just buy that. So hopefully my sound is better now too. But go ahead and read the next one off.
That's the shelf-stable milk you're talking about?
Yeah, it's got a shelf life of a year, and you can throw it in. When you open it, you throw it in the refrigerator, and it come in quarts, and it's great for us because we don't drink a lot of milk. So what we do drink, it doesn't go bad. So it's good, man. It's really good. And you can buy it by the case at Dollar Tree stores. They have it. Just don't get that silk milk. It's not that great.
Yeah. Yeah. Our grandson is lactose intolerant. We've been getting the rice milk, and they also have the shelf-stable rice milk. So if you are lactose intolerant, there are other options out there. And once again, the rice milk, you can also get the shelf-stable version. So it's not just milk. You got rice milk and other things that you can do out there. All right, let's go to garden seeds. This isn't really one of my expert areas. Last year I tried to do my garden. It ended up being a wonderful garden of weeds. Brilliant. But it says non-hybrid, a must. Some of the things that you got to take careful in consideration with hybrids, make sure you go into the sites and read, because they will cross-pollinate. So that's important if you're trying to seed. You have to keep the stuff a certain distance apart. Like you can't have purple cabbage and regular green cabbage right next to each other, especially if you want to seed it. So be careful when you get the heirloom type seeds.
Yeah, you don't want to get the hybrid seeds because A, it's probably GMO seeds to begin with, and B, a lot of times like seedless watermelon, they won't have seeds that you can use, and if they do have seeds, they might not be useful for growing for the next season. So that's another good point on the hybrid seeds. You definitely want to get heirloom seeds. And if HP was around, she'd be the person to talk to on that one.
Yeah, and you have to be careful. A lot of people, there's a couple places that sell seed packs. A lot of those, big old bulk seed packs, some of those aren't going to work in your area. And I would probably just, if you're not sure what's in your area, you can check with some of the local farmers and get information on what actually grows in your area. Don't waste your time on something that's not, proven to grow in your area. Just get what's proven, will grow in your area, and go from there. Too easy.
Yeah, sorry, I got to keep muting so you don't get feedback. Go ahead. Read the next one.
All right, the next one would be clothespins, line hangers, a must. A lot of things like that are good. We're gonna say also that if you're going through like your just your ruck or whatever the heck, if you do bug out, throw on some 550 cord. Make sure you got some safety pins in there. The military has handy dandy little sewing kits, little buttons and stuff like that. But little things like that are pretty good. Clothespins are fine at home. You can adapt and overcome if you're moving. But that's a real good tip because you do have to be able to take care of some stuff, and clothespins will come in handy.
I've used my what are the little safety pins that I keep in my bob at job sites, because I keep a little bob in the truck, in a work truck, and I've used my safety pins when my buttons broke on my pants a lot. Not saying it's bad or anything, but clothespins make great for target practice too.
Oh, nice. Oh, for holding up targets or for actually shooting at?
Both,
you're pretty good. You're pretty good if you hit the clothespin every time. That's good
right.
things to consider too, and just think outside the box and get your little items that you need. And like I said, bugging in, a lot of the stuff's irrelevant. But if you do have to bug out and or move, plan accordingly and take what's needed and necessary. The next one's going to be a Coleman's pump repair kit. They might be talking about like a vinyl repair kit or whatever for repairing mattresses and stuff.
That or the stove pump kit, like the pump stove that you were talking about earlier that you can use 3 different types of fuel on. But let's talk about.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
But it's got the little O-rings and stuff in there. I know what you're saying. Okay.
Let's talk about this for a second, though, because this isn't just include Coleman fuel pumps, because this would be also, I would include like my 12-volt pressure pumps. I would have to, things like that you want to get. Carburetor repair kits for any kind of generators or any chainsaws that you might keep.
Right.
Anything you can think of, I would include in that list on that number 34 on the Coleman pump repair kit.
Right.
Tire plugs,
Yeah,
things
there's
like that.
There's a lot of different types of tire pumps. Generally, the standard brand tire pump has a leather seal in it, which that you just take it apart. You can re-grease it. If it sits there for a while, it's dried out. Slap some grease on it. It'll loosen it back up, and it'll be back in the shape, and you'll be able to use the pump again. There's also different kinds of repair kits, the vinyl repair kits, as well as the vulcanizing type tube repair kits. So think about what kind of repairs you're doing and select your repair kit accordingly. Oh, and I was going to mention also, in the Army, when we lose them little rubber O-rings, they sell a kit that has a whole bunch of different sizes of O-rings. I can't recall the cost offhand, but just having
like Harbor Freight's got those for like $5 or something like that. They come in a whole different types of O-rings, the chemicals, the non-chemicals, all.
Yep, and just having all those little O-rings, I tell you what, sometimes you look around, you go, man, I got a lot of junk, but when you need it, it seems like little O-rings and little wedding rings and stuff like that for, doing gas lines and water lines and whatever. You find stuff, you can make something out of nothing pretty much, A lot of times garbage turns into something that's needed.
Yeah, that's for sure. I've built a lot of things out of the stuff that's just laying around. You want me to read off? Go ahead and read off. What are we at? 34? No, 35.
Yeah, 35. You can go.
Tuna fish
in oil. Yeah.
Tuna fish and oil. I love tuna fish. We keep a lot of it. If you don't eat it on a sandwich, you can. I eat it right out of the can with some mustard. I keep mustard and tuna fish on hand at all times. Got anything to say about that?
Not really. I really don't understand that in oil, some of the spring water tuna fish is good, but I'm assuming the oil's got a lot of calories and it's probably good for you and gives you a lot of energy. So, would actually be better than tuna fish packed in water. They say it's not good for you.
I think being in oil. I think being in oil too may last longer because it's not water. Not sure. Maybe if somebody knows. Yeah, maybe the freezage. Lab rat said freezage. Maybe, I don't know. Anybody else?
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe if it freezes, it won't blow the can up. I don't know. Fire extinguisher is a great one, especially when I was welding on that gas tank.
Right, and not only this seems to be kind of more inclined for the BOL, but being in the military, we had fire watch and stuff like that, and fire extinguishers and water cans all over the place and stuff like that. And baking soda is a very good alternate. But also, if some of us that are on a budget or whatever, you can find buckets or whatever, and leave some sand or some dirt in a room that's been kind of sifted, whatever. It's not in large dirt clods, and that would also help in the event of a fire, But if it's climbing up drapes or whatever, or going up a wall, you may as well bail out. You can only do so much with a fire extinguisher. Primarily, fire extinguishers for protecting personnel and getting them out of the fire. And so realistically, if there's a fire, protect your people, your loved ones, and your pets, and try and get out of the area. Don't think that you can put out a burning room with a 5 or 20 or 8 BC fire extinguisher or something like that. It's not going to work. That's just be safe, protect yourself, but they are nice to have around, especially in the kitchen, and that's where baking soda also will come in handy.
Yeah, we're actually almost out of time here too, so we're doing pretty good. Hopefully, we'll get some money up and start our own. Get our show more time, but I can't believe we're almost done already. Go ahead and read the next one off, man.
Okay, that was first aid kits. There's a lot of different things that you can apply to first aid kits. There are so many doggone versions of first aid kits out there. It's not funny, And I would say start with the basics. Don't get too fancy. A little aspirin, Band-Aids, some gauze tape. Some good gauze pads and stuff like that. Maybe, throw in a couple of cravats or something like that in case somebody needs a tourniquet, chops a finger off doing some firewood or something like that, and hurts an arm or something like that. There's a lot of simple first aid kits, but go simple first and then build up from there, because we need a budget and plan accordingly and do what we have to do. Not everybody's rich. Not everybody can just pull a bunch of stuff out, and just start going with it. But start someplace, and the best place to start. Don't forget to go ahead.
Let me also say one thing that you might not think you ever would want to mess with a first aid kit, but you definitely want to get some sutures, because even if you haven't had to do it now, eventually you may have to do it, and that's to use a suture. And if you guys have watched my video of Chris Angels sewing up my finger, you'll know why. But I chose not to go to the doctor and wanted her to do that. But it didn't look very, very clean, but in all reality, everything was in a clean environment except for sitting out in the middle of the yard.
Yeah,
but I'm very, very I'm very, very not prone to infection, so that's why I was not too worried about that. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, keep some hydrogen peroxide and some rubbing alcohol on hand too. So, good point. Okay. Batteries, you ready? All sizes, by farthest out for expiration dates. Try to. One of the things I've tried to do is keep everything using the same type of batteries. I've been primarily trying to work around AA. You know, that doesn't always work great. Then I got some other stuff. Take some funky military batteries that cost $5 each. But just remember to rotate them. And as long as you rotate your batteries out, it really doesn't matter what kind you have. I just trying to keep all AA, but that's not working out very well for me either. But use your batteries, rotate them, and make sure you have extra bulbs or whatever you need on hand. And just because you have a little all-weather radio or whatever doesn't mean that it's not going to break. It might be good to have a spare. We also got a little cheap little wind-up light from Walmart, and it doesn't take any batteries. You wind it up, and it holds a charge, and it's actually a pretty good little device, and it's bright as heck. It'll blind. It puts out some good light. So some little generator-type flashlights are good also. Just throwing that out there, seeing as we're talking about batteries, and I can change. Yeah.
Another thing is, listen, you guys, on the battery situation, there's one thing I found on eBay. I haven't seen it anywhere else, of course, on eBay. But you can get these things that you can take the AA. That's a good thing. You stock up on AA's. There's these battery deals that you can take a AA battery and stick it in, and it makes a D. It's just a plastic thing that makes your battery fit the size that you need it to fit. So in case you need a battery and you don't have that one, we have these little plastic things that you stick a AA battery into, and you could have a C or a D battery. And I can't remember if there was any more, but I know we got some for C's and D's, and it was really cool. So that might be one thing you guys might want to look into instead of keeping tons of different batteries. Right, it's an adapter. You might want to look into something like that instead of keeping tons of different batteries. You got the adapters. Just something I wanted to throw out there. We got about 2 minutes left there, Lumpy. So when we hear the little Blog Talk Radio thing come on, I'll have to try and end the show. But go ahead and read off the next one, man.
All right, we got the garlic, spices, and vinegar with baking supplies. When you get out there and the nice lady talking there on Dr. Prepper the other day was talking about this, and she does a lot of her stuff is dehydrated, and it was like a dehydrated cooking book. And just having some spices and some vinegar and like I said, up above the oils, even collect up some olive oil or something like that. It's really good because it's going to take, just your regular bland meal, and it's going to turn into something and make it more interesting. So in the event of any shift situation, be a disaster or whatever, don't let your spices run out. Keep your food interesting, and it will actually help a lot of dehydrated meals that people claim to be bland, but I've eaten MREs for a long time, and they put Tabasco in there for a reason, to kill your taste buds because the stuff tastes nasty. That way you can keep eating it. But just remember your spices and learn what spices you like and you need, and be frugal, but in the same token, get enough to last you for a while, and then go from there. Add to it.
All right, brother, I have to cut you off and end the show. We're already done, man. I'll talk to you in a minute, all right?
All right.
All right, thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Tomorrow's unknowns might be solved by asking yourself some questions. Does the thought of job loss, economic, or natural disaster have you worried? Have you ever thought, how do I grow and store food? Could I hunt or fish if I needed to? Where would I get my drinking water? And how would I purify it? What are other people saying about the economy? Find help and answers at shtfm.com. Learn new skills at shtfm.com.